CAPT Day. We will be discussing more of that, but let us usher in Honorable Mukula, and we are going to carry the story of life. Yes. How is that? The NRM party, the election process, and then what is happening today. Honorable Mukula, I know it has been a long process which has led us to today. Yes. Let me ask you, how much?
Well, it has been a very interesting journey. The NRM four key pillars, which is the ideological base of our revolutionary party. And apart from patriotism, Pan-Africanism, social community, and democracy, we are now here on the fourth pillar, which is democracy. And I want to say that I've been taken back with the manner in which elections, right from the grassroots, have been conducted. A lot of violence, a lot of inaction, manipulation, corruption, and to a large extent, even the returning officers at various levels in the districts, in the counties, at the lower levels, have been compromised to an extent that what would have been one of the best elections with the electronic register, the only first of its kind in East and Central Africa, has been marred by these irregularities. And I want therefore to say that this is what put me to saying that we need to, this is a learning curve for the party. We need to make sure that we find better ways and means of conducting internal elections or building internal cohesion, because some of this may not be sustainable. I think we need to go into deep thinking. We need to go into the deep blue to catch the narrative on what party and how we should conduct the party elections. This is the reform I'm talking about. Yeah.
Honorable Mukula, for our viewers and one will think, is it just coming during this election, and as an individual, as a SEC member, have you tabled this in the topmost organ of the party?
Yes, we have heard. One of the key things that you'll understand the president talked about was to see that in the last election, the register was not clear. And because people would bring in and insert names of people who were pseudo members of the national resistance movement, not actually registered, so that you had what you call a porous register. And that was the recipe for disaster, meaning that many people challenged the electoral process. This time we have refined it, as I've said. In the narrative, we have tried to create an electronic register, which has cost us a lot of money to develop. But we thought that we would have had a very fine election. You do not have a perfect election, but what you call a free and fair election. But what has happened is that some people have been able to mar, especially at the lower level, the returning officers, maybe because they are not fully trained. Even the electorate did not have enough time to be exposed to electoral education. You also had a situation where maybe to a large extent there was a lot of manipulation, especially those who are senior to the returning officers. And then obviously the influence of money. This to me has occasioned an election which has been very, to a large extent, which would have been an excellent election or a fair election, to be irregular in some areas. I want therefore to say that we need to go into major reforms in order to ensure that a mass party like this one, which has got 72,000 branches in the country, larger than even the Electoral Commission, this whole entire process needs to be strengthened. We have brought in and brought in new registrars, or what you call commissioners, to help Professor Tango Doi. They are now 7. But with this increased manpower, we still think that there is a problem at the lower level. Yes.
But Right Honorable, rather, this is very appalling and worrying at a level of Honorable Mukula to be the one crying foul, bribery, manipulation. Then what of the junior party members? Will they be in position to participate in the internal elections?
I've been a member of the Central Executive Committee for a long time, and I've served the country with commitment and zeal. I have been a patriot. I'm the chairman of the Pan-African Movement Uganda chapter. But when you see some people coming in and spending heinous amounts of money, yesterday, for example, I know of a person, I'm informed, people spent as much as 9 billion shillings. Some bribing the voters with 300,000 shillings. Some 500, or giving chairman 5 million shillings. These people are gullible. Money, especially in a poor formation where there is poverty, they become gullible. And this alone, as the president said the other time, is dangerous for the party. They're playing with fire. I've been a member of the Central Executive Committee, as I've said. I want to say and hasten to add that there is no money there is no salary, there is no office, there is no car, there is no house accommodation given to you, not even a cartouche telephone. It's a think tank. It's the political compass of the party. And I want to say that being the brain of the party, one asks, why are people spending that amount of money to join the Central Executive Committee? Members of the Central Executive Committee, past and present, have not enjoyed any special privileges. And Ndugu Rugunda has remained as ordinary as he is a member of the Central Executive Committee. Dr. Kionga has remained ordinary. I've known many people who are members of the Central Executive Committee and are not rich or swimming in money. I therefore question myself, wanatafuta nini? What are they looking for in there? What propels them? What propulsion drives them to spend that amount of money in the elections? And that's why I'm saying bribing the electorate, the delegates, with that amount of money and getting to a point where you influence an election, it means that you're not going to elect people on the basis of meritocracy. You're not going to get people who may even be qualified and have the capacity and the integrity and the means to mobilize for the party. Now it means that the party is going to the highest bidder. This is a dangerous trend. And I want to really say, as I communicated to the population, in the audience of the president, that this is not right. And the path we're pursuing is dangerous for the party.
Honorable, before we let you go, just in 1 minute, the president's message was in black and white to the delegates. Does it prepare Nrm party to face the other larger voting population, like in the general elections? Are you safe as a party?
No, the party is resilient. It is buoyant. The party is healthy. And I want to tell you that this the galaxy of people you see today, from all walks of life, from all over the country, is showing you that there is a great appetite and there are many people who are supporting the party. There is no doubt that out there the opposition is weak and there is no political party across the country that can challenge NRM. NRM is a strong party. I believe in the national resistance movement, and my view is that we need to do house cleaning in order to perfect it.
Right, Honorable, thank you so much. But you have not said, just 1 second, Honorable Rebecca Twala Kadaga seems to be on the losing end. Yes. You have said historicals. Let me just get this from you. Which side were you on this two race?
Well, I only have one vote, and I think that democracy is the will of the people. It has not been declared, and I'm not a spokesman of the Electoral Commission. Let Professor Tango Doi make the statement.
That's very tactical. Thank you, Rhoda.